There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to
Hey guys, we're back at you with a great question. And before we go through there, I want to thank everybody for continuing to watch our channel. There's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of folks going out there and talking about different martial arts and techniques and styles and what have you not. But thank you all for watching. And the question is, how can you tell if he's a good professor? And I stepped back and I kind of thought it over all last week because that question came in on Friday of last week. And how can you tell if you're a good professor? I'm going to tell you something real quick. What makes a professor? What's your idea of what makes a professor? And I'm going to use the title professor because of Savate, okay? Because the highest level of an instructor in Savate is called a professor. It's something that is not passed down. It's something that it is done via, and especially in Savate, the traditional way. You have to do an apprenticeship. You have to understand the techniques to be able to understand what a professor is. But a professor, sensei, sifu, master, grandmaster. I don't like those terms, master and grandmaster, because you only have my way of thinking. You only two individuals have masters. That's a slave and a dog. You guys are neither one of them. So I don't care whether you're a guru, maha guru, illustrissimo, if you have any title that you have in there, qigong, sensei, qigong, Shidoshi, professor, mestre, I don't care, coach. What makes a good instructor? One that people are going to follow. Let's look at that. You see, there's a lot of people out there that want other people to cheer for them. There's instructors that you have to cheer for me. You have to continue puffing the smoke that I go out there. You guys are the ones that have to actually push that forward because I can't do something for you. You all have to do something for me. And that attitude, that way of thinking, that's not mine. That's not the way I was brought up. That's not the way I handle things. That's not the way I teach. If somebody comes to me and wants to be a student of mine, I'm going to give them everything. I want them to excel. I want them to leave class, each training session, with them knowing that they learned something that was able to change them. Okay? Now, things change from time frames of students, because I have students that have been with me for 29 years, some with 25 years, some over 2 decades, some more a decade, some 5 years, some a year. The attitude changes. What I want is I want them to excel. Okay? So how can you understand if that person is good? How can you understand if that person is leading individual? Pay attention to that. If I'm going to take people from in the ring, you have to be able to make them from nothing to champions. And continue with that. Be there for them. I've done that. Okay? But that student has to put in that same amount of energy that is being poured into them. I want you to become a champion. I want your name to be on the record, not mine. I want your name to excel. I want you to excel. I want you, when you become a coach, when you become an initiador and able to have your own club, I want you to excel in your club. Many do. Many, after years of telling them how to run a school and run it successfully, how many of them do you think try it? I'm here all the time. You know, the other day I was talking to one of them. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. We're discussing how we can get his school back in order and for him to go forward. I was on the phone with him for 3 hours. Must have been 1 o'clock in the morning when I got off the phone, and I love doing that. And tell me if he did everything that was there. No. But let me tell you this. I'm going to make you succeed. If you want to succeed, it's up to you to understand that. I'm not going to do it. You know what? I'm going to have 50 silver gloves, and look, I have 50 silver gloves. None of them can find. A silver glove is the highest technical level in Savate for people to understand that. And I have less than 10 that I've made since 1994 that I became a professor to the present. There's folks out there that have, that's good power for to them. Can they find? Can they produce? Are they able to go inside the ring with anybody and come out a champion? I've had students have done that. And they've continued with that little success. They have become great entrepreneurs, started their own businesses and moved forward with what we have. That's what it's all about. Helping you to succeed. Believe me, that's loyalty. I'm pouring into you. I'm going to be your cheerleader. I'm going to be the one that's going to be cheering you to go forward. Understand what I'm saying? Many people don't know that. Many people don't want to know that. A lot of individuals are carrying the torch for their instructor. Now, how can you tell if the instructor is passing on good knowledge? Look at their students. Look at the way they're succeeding. Look at the way they're producing and producing good students. I can name you many. And then there's some that have black belts and silver gloves left and right. They can't fight. They can't do anything out there. But they want to be recognized like if they're the gods of the world. Believe me, if your idea of a professor is that he's not going to cuss, well, I'm not him, because I cuss. That he's not going to get mad at you. Well, I'm going to get mad at you. I'm going to get after you, but I'm going to make you produce. It's a difference. Okay? When you come into my school, I want you to leave knowing something that you have not learned before, or correct something that's going to make it better for you to do. Imagine that. How many people could say that? Why? Because I want you all to succeed. It's not the other way around. But there's plenty of guys out there teaching that want to be bowed down to, like the Almighty, and they haven't produced diddly squat. Their students cannot even find their way out of a wet paper bag. Imagine that. No, not here. I want my students to produce. That is a good leader. That is a good professor. So to answer that question, that's what it is. If your instructor, the school that you're going to, is not making you produce, get out of there. Understand that? Get out of there. People don't understand what we're talking about. But that's the way it is. If the person is not producing, get out of there. Now, to make a long story short, we've got a bunch of events coming up. We got the Texas Stick Fighting Championship on the USA Savate on the 25th of September. And on December 4th, we have the first American Stick Fighting Championship. First one. It's going to be held in Laredo, Texas, December 4th. We got individuals from the four corners of the United States coming down, different states, different styles, all for fellowship, and we're all going to have a good time. I would encourage you guys to, if that's your cup of tea, you're doing Lacan, if you're a Salvatore doing Lacan, if you're doing Eskrima, if you're doing what have you, come down and partake. You're going to learn something, make new friends, be around like-minded individuals that want to produce. Subscribe, share. Hopefully, some of the words that I said you can understand and agree with. And if you do agree with, subscribe, share, comment. Folks have been asking me about t-shirts and stuff about Buitron Academy. We do have it. It's on the link below. And a lot of individuals have been asking me about online classes. We have that as well. Go to Buitron Academy at buymeacoffee.com, and you're going to enjoy the material that's in there. And if you're going to take it seriously, you will produce. Till next time, much peace.
Train at the best-kept secret of Laredo. Buitron Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.